Hey, welcome to the episode. My name is Andrew, and today we're talking about how you can make money from home by making handmade jewelry. So, what do I mean by making money from home with handmade jewelry? Well, if you're the crafty kind of person, you can, in fact, make money all year round by making handmade jewelry. It can be rings, it can be earrings, it can be chokers, it can be necklaces, anything that is classified as jewelry that you can make yourself. This can be metalwork, this can be using natural materials, this can be an economy kind of jewelry, or inexpensive, or costume jewelry, anything like that. Honestly, it can be glass beads, it can be bone or wood beads, it can be plastic. There is a number of different ways that you can go about making jewelry. These supplies can be fairly inexpensive or expensive depending on your taste, whether you're going to be working with precious metals and things like that, like gold, silver, sterling silver, copper, titanium, whatever it may be that you choose to want to work with. So how do you go about doing this? How do you sell it? All that stuff, that, my friend, depends on how you want to go about it. Because there is actually a number of different ways that you can do this. I myself do this. One option is to create your handmade jewelry and to sell them on Etsy or eBay. Of course, when you sell on these different sites like this, there is a little bit of a catch depending on the platform you decide to go with. For instance, on Etsy, you can have your storefront, you can list your stuff on there. However, when you list your item, you're going to be charged a few cents to list your item. Then upon sale of that item, they're going to take a small little portion, and I mean real small, compared to a lot of different platforms out there who will be like, oh, well, you sold it on our platform, we're taking 30%. No. Thankfully, Etsy is one of those companies that's like, no, we're not taking that much. We'll just take this small nominal fee for allowing you to use our platform. That's it. The best part about this is Etsy is one of the few companies who will actually deduct the sales tax and pay it for you on your items. You heard that right. You list your item on Etsy, we'll say for $20, just for hypothetical, okay? You sell that item, and Etsy takes their little cut, and then they also take the sales tax that you're responsible for your state, and they'll take that deduction out. And then they will pay that to your state on your behalf. That is good. That's one thing you don't have to worry about. Because let me tell you, as somebody who is starting a business and has to go through all of this process of getting tax numbers and filing tax paperwork to have my business, to pay these taxes myself at the end of the year compared to somebody else doing it for me, that is a lifesaver of a benefit with Etsy. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have both aspects when it comes to this myself, because Etsy will pay for the taxes on my behalf, but anything I do offline, not with Etsy, I'm going to have to file myself. And that brings us to another opportunity for you to be able to make money with handmade jewelry. Another option, besides going to Etsy or eBay or any of the other online platforms, is to have your own setup. Whether you're going to do it out of your house, whether you're going to go and set up at different local events, whether it's a powwow or arts and crafts fair or some kind of local gathering where you can set up a vendor's booth. Flea markets, farmers markets, you name it. Depending on where you are for your location, depends on how much state tax you may have, what kind of paperwork you may need to file. Like here in Michigan, for instance, if you're gonna do something like a vendor stand, but you'll only go to 2, maybe 3 events a year, and you're not getting out there like every week, they actually don't have you fill out the same form as somebody that is doing this on a regular basis. So if you're doing it all year round, you'd have to file for state sales tax. But if you're only doing like a concession vendor's stand, then you have to fill out a concessioner's report, which allows you to file your stuff for that small amount of time compared to filing throughout the whole year. There is a lot that goes into the tax process and the regulations, so I can't get too deep into that because everyone's area is different. So you're definitely going to have to check your local regulations and laws for your own safety and security when it comes to issues with government regulations on what you have to do, what you have to pay, all that kind of stuff, because I can't be specific on those because I don't know every state or country to be able to give you that information. So you are going to have to look. But to be able to make hand jewelry and to sell it is another good way for you to be able to make money from home. You can, like I said, do this online with websites like Etsy, eBay, Shopify, things like that. You can go to local events or travel to a variety of events throughout the country. You can also set up your own website and sell from there. There's a number of different ways that you can do this as well. For instance, if you can't afford to have a full-fledged website, we'll say like mine at consulttheblindguy.com. If you can't have something like that, you can, however, set up a store on Facebook. You can set up a page on Facebook, list it as a arts and crafts store, and list your items in there. Link to your PayPal. That way you can collect your payments. There's the Facebook Marketplace. TikTok is coming out with TikTok shops. You can go in there and list your items for sale. You can go on Instagram and list your things on there. Of course, you have to follow the terms of service for each platform. So make sure you read through those and you know what you can and cannot do. They are always changing things, it seems like every 6 months to a year roughly. So do check through the terms of service. Make sure what you can and cannot do on those platforms. Some don't mind affiliate links and things like that. Some do. Some don't mind if you market your things on their website. Some do. So you're going to have to read through that to know exactly which one you're going to want to use. But whether you have your own website or whether you're using a different platform temporarily to get you going, then that would be a good way to go about it. Hand making jewelry doesn't have to be all that complicated. inexpensive, and it doesn't require a lot of skill either. And this is something that you can get better at over time and increase the value of your product. I myself, I do chokers, necklaces, earrings, bracelets. I've done a variety of different craft work besides just handmade jewelry. But this is something that you can do from the comfort of your home and be able to make a few bucks on the side, or you can turn it into a full-fledged business. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching today's video, and we'll see you in the next episode.